Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's the end of another workday during quarantine, or I guess Massachusetts is starting back up, but I'm still working from home, and I've been avoiding fixing a problem with this car and telling you guys about a problem with my WRX, and we're gonna go into it in today's video. Let's flip the camera around and take a look at the problem that I need to fix today, hopefully today. So as you guys know, this is my 2016 Subaru WRX, and lots of stuff needs to happen. I'm gonna be painting the lip soon. Both my fog lights are broken, just a crappy brand. Got to put a new license plate relocation kit so it doesn't bend. Doing that, doing a different one of those. I'm actually gonna wrap the bumper with the S207 wrap. And yeah, lots of cool things. But big problem. So when quarantine all started, because I'm tuned, I failed inspection. So let's go take a peek at that real quick. I've had a rejection sticker, and in Massachusetts you get 30 or 60 days to get rid of that rejection sticker, and I've actually it's been like 4 months because there was an extension with COVID and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. So it took me like a bunch of time to figure out what was wrong. You know, worked with Matt Miner, I'll talk about that a little bit later. Figured out what was wrong with the car, but I've got to take the car and bring it towards me, get it into the garage so I can work on it and we can start this video. Cool. So let's take a look under the hood and talk about what's going on. So just to say, my car is incredibly dirty. Apologize, the lighting's a little weird. I have well, I'll just show you. Got a light there, lighting it up because you guys are always curious. And then some of this is going to be filmed just with a GoPro so I can get a wide angle. And then I've got a iPhone 11 here. Not using the DSLR right now. Trying not to use it for small stuff like this. Let's talk about the engine for a second. So basically when I got the car tuned by Bren Tuning, I actually didn't know this. Good experience with the Bren Tuning, love the tune, but during the tune process, at some point they unplugged my EGR, which I had no idea. They didn't tell me. You know, while I was figuring all this out, it was kind of frustrating because I explained the problems and they were like, we don't really have an answer for you. And then I was talking to Matt Miner, who's a great guy, talk about that later in this process. And he was like, you know, it's probably your EGR. And I was like, no, I don't have an EGR delete. And he's like, no, it could be unplugged. And I was like, I definitely didn't do that. Who would do that? It's unplugged. I realized that I should probably talk about what we're doing in this video, so I'm going to show you how to fix this if you're having an issue. It's going to be kind of like how you unplug and plug in your EGR, and I'm not going to go into the pros or cons of doing that, but we're going to kind of go through the process of troubleshooting it. I'm not 100% positive this is going to work, so it's going to be an adventure. We're going to get this thing, we're going to have to take a bunch of stuff out, get to the actual plug it in, and then once that's all done, I'm hoping we can apply a new tune that Matt Miner sent over to me so I can pass my inspection and then revert back to the tune. But let's start by getting this out. I need to first plug this in before I can put the new tune on the car. If you're just curious about the full troubleshooting, you can skip through the little bit of, you know, how I'm going to take this apart to get it plugged in, because I'm going to have to do all it again. I probably won't show it all again, but I'm going to have to do it all again to unplug it because the tune is designed around EGR being plugged in. So I don't want to talk too much. Let's get into taking, I think I'm gonna have to take the intercooler off to get to the EGR. Let me show you where the plug is though. All right, so we're in the side of the car, the passenger side of the car. I've taken off the, I can show you guys. I've taken off the engine cover, pretty easy, 2 bolts up top, 2 clips inside, you pull up. I've had this off for a while. So if you're gonna do an EGR delete, you're gonna take that tube off, and then you're gonna do a block off plate with this tubing, this recirc tubing here. Piping, not tubing. So the EGR actual plug, let's see if we can see it here. Let's see if I can see it there. Let's see if it'll focus. Is that plug right there. That plug. Now, I don't have hands that are 2 inches wide. I have normal human hands. So getting to that plug is going to be fairly difficult. I am hoping I won't have to take the intercooler off. I'm hoping I can just pop this tubing off and get to it, but let's see. I don't think I had to take it out. I think I got the plug in. I just used these and I just was able to get kind of underneath the plug and just push. I think I was able to get it in. I mean, let's see if you can see here. Right there, that gray thing that's right above my finger. Move my finger out of there. That's the plug. I think it's on there. Let's move this out of the way as much as I can. That's the plug right there. I think it's in. This is the EGR that you would take off if you're deleting it. Let's, I'm gonna go ahead and get this all buttoned back up because I took that out so I could get in there. Let's pull the car out and upload the tune and see what happens. Perfect, but you can barely hear me. Well, I don't know how the camera's gonna pick it up, so back out of here real quick. And guys, I don't know if you can see that, I just hit 40,000 miles. Let's see if I can focus in there. Just hit 40,000, well, 64 miles ago, but it's a tight squeeze there. Doing a little bit of phoneception here, filming on one phone and I've got the other phone here. I did just crack the screen a few days ago, so that's a bummer. But let's look at the email from Matt Miner. So let me tell you about the story first. So I hit up Bren Tuning. You know, I was trying to figure out with Bren Tuning. Couldn't figure it out with Bren Tuning. They were, you know, they wanted me to come in. I was like, come on, guys. They wanted to charge me. Kind of, you know, we got into a bottleneck. Matt Miner hit me up. He was like, I can definitely help you out. He was nice enough to send me this tune for free, and it's just a pass inspection. Here are some instructions. I already uploaded it onto the access port. I've had great customer service with Matt Miner so far, so fully recommend. The Bren tune is great, but the customer service really wasn't there. Matt Miner seems to be the way to go. Haven't had one of his tunes. Hope to have one when I take this thing stage 3. But let's read it. So he sent me the map. He said, try this out after flashing it. Let it fully warm up and wait till the idle comes down. It switches to closed loop and it does its AVCS sweep. Then shut it off, turn it back on and drive it. Usually 1 to 2 drives to get everything ready. Evap will be ready. I've reset the ECU before when I was trying to figure this out, so I do agree, and you can check if when things are ready on the access port. So let's get this tune on. Numbers, this is what I monitor, so we're gonna go back, we're gonna get gauges, we're gonna go down to troubleshooting, click on troubleshooting, and we're going to go to IM readiness. And we're gonna run. So the initial problem, I failed for evap and oxygen sensor. And I realized it was the tune from Matt Miner with the oxygen sensor. So basically what ended up happening is once we figured out that it was the tune and Bren Tuning wasn't really figuring that out, Matt Miner sent me a new one. I tried it. It didn't work. We realized my EGR was unplugged. If I didn't explain that earlier, I'm sorry. So my O2 sensor wasn't ready. And that was throwing an EGR code, right? So when I ran with the new tune, threw an EGR code because the EGR wasn't plugged in. So hopefully when I run the new tune, no codes, everything readies up, including the O2 sensor, but not evap because we don't need it to. Everything else is running, and my EGR, look, ready. Exhaust gas recirculating system, right? That's ready because the tune shows it not working. Like they've tuned, in the tune they wrote the system so it says it's ready. I need a new mount. I want one of those mounts that go there. I need to grab one through work, but let's go to tune, change ECU map. So let's click on that. It's been like a month. I'm sorry. I know you guys were just watching me upload the tune. It's kind of windy. Let's get in the car for a second. All right, so I'm just sitting in the car because it's windy, and I'm sure you guys are still gonna hear the wind, but I'm out to play soccer today, and it's been super busy, but it's been literally a month since I recorded that first section of the video. I apologize it took so long, but a lot happened. I uploaded the tune, I took it for a drive, and it didn't fix it. So I got super frustrated and I had to take a break. It was just too much for me. I had spent so much time trying to fix the problem, and it wasn't working, so I had to figure out what was going on. So I realized that I really needed to complete the drive cycle, so I worked on completing the drive cycles. It was hard to find mileage because of COVID. I'm barely driving. It's not as windy now, so I was barely driving this car, and it was just hard to get the mileage in. So what I ended up doing was just focusing every day on getting part of the drive cycle done, taking it on the highway, getting everything I needed to be done. It's windy again. So I'm gonna sit down, but I focused as much as I could getting that all set and all together. And man, it was a long process, and I kept, I was talking to Matt Miner because it wasn't happening. I put 300 miles on the car and it still wasn't ready. And I got to a point at one point where I was like, maybe I sell the car, revert back to stock, sell the car because it's too frustrating, get a new one, go to the 2020 STI or get the GTR that I wanted to get. But I pushed through, and I realized there was one little thing in the whole drive cycle that I was missing, and it was going 55 miles an hour steady state on the highway. Now I thought I was doing it, but you really need to go with cruise control, and you've got to find perfect highway, perfect driving conditions. It needs to be pretty warm out, like 70 degrees, and I don't know what about it. I did that 3 minutes on the third minute exactly at 180 seconds. The oxygen sensor got ready. So I took the car to the nearest inspection station. I got it done. I have the sticker on the car. Let me go show you guys. Sticker is on the car. One of the downsides is because I got the rejection sticker in February, I got a sticker that is up in February. I couldn't even, I'd have to go back in February, so that's kind of a bummer. So a couple months off and I'm gonna have to do this all again, but shouldn't be a problem next time because I have the map and I know what to do now. Yeah, super frustrating. So yeah, that was a bummer of a process. I almost sold the car. It's, not a fun experience. I've got a bunch of videos coming out. I know I've said that forever, especially since the live stream, but I know I disappointed you guys. But yeah, so doing another live stream. I'll post the date right below. I'm filming the other videos literally today, just taking a break to go play some soccer. I gotta get my hair cut at some point because it's way too long for this heat and just, it looks like crap, so why make YouTube videos while my hair looks like crap? It's probably superficial, but whatever. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for sticking along in the story. Finally got the inspection sticker. Took forever. Thanks, guys.